What's up, everybody? It's Silas Kingdomnaire, Kingdom Forth here, guys. I just wanted to come on here and just encourage you, man. I've had a really great, blessed day. Every day is a blessing. But I tell you, when you obey the Lord, obeying God pays off. And when you obey Him, He makes things happen that nobody can make happen, not even yourself. Nobody can make what God makes happen. When you be faithful to Him, He's faithful. He's always faithful. He can't change. But I tell you, when you be faithful to God, He makes certain things happen at the right time. Just like when you need Him. Even when you don't need Him, He's there. But when you really need Him, He shows up and He shows out. So, guys, I want to talk about love your neighbors, right? And I want to talk about in Matthew chapter 5, verse 43 all the way to 48. I want you to read this. It says, love your enemies. But I'm not just going to be talking about loving your enemies. I'm talking about loving people in general, your enemies and those who support you. But it says, you have heard that it was said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. Right? That's how the world thinks. But I say to you, love your enemies. Bless those who curse you. Do good to those who hate you. And pray for those who spitefully use you and persecute you. And then it says that you may be sons of your Father in heaven. For he makes his sun rise on the evil. This is what it says. He makes his sun rise on the evil and on the good. That's how we got to do. We got to make our sun, right? Our light. We're light. We are the light of the world. We got to make our light. We got to let our light shine on those who love us and on those who don't love us. Because we're light, right? And we're not supposed to repay evil for evil. We're supposed to repay evil with good. And it says he makes his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the just and on the unjust. For if you love those who love you, what reward have you? Do not even the tax collectors do the same? And if you greet your brethren only, what do you do more than others? Do not even the tax collectors do so? Therefore you shall be perfect, right? Just as your Father in heaven is perfect. So, guys, I want you to practice this. I want you to meditate on Matthew chapter 5, verse 43 to 48. And I want you to read that verse, and I want you to look at your life, and I want you to look at the people that you haven't been treating right. I want you to see the relationships that you've been messing up in. All right. I know you always say it's somebody else, but it can't always be somebody else that's causing the relationship to mess up. I want you to be the bigger person and look at the relationships in your life and say, God, how can I fix this? How can I have better relationships? Because God works. He only works through friendships, through relationships. And if all your relationships are constantly being broken, constantly being messed up, it's the work of the enemy. He doesn't want you to have good relationships. He doesn't want you to have good friendships. He doesn't want you to keep favor. Because when you get favor with God, it comes through people. And the enemy wants to block your favor. He wants to block your friendships. And he wants to make you think that everybody is against you. This is what he used to do to me. I used to think everybody was against me. Right? And I had to change the way I was thinking. I think everybody is for me. Even if they are against me, I'm not concerned with that. Because I'm going to attract what I'm thinking. So, guys, I want you to meditate on this. I'm really keeping this short. It's really simple. Start loving people regardless of if they support you or not, if they with you or not. Love all people. Make your light. Let it shine on the unjust and on the just. And keep being faithful to God in this season, guys. I love you. It's Silas Kingdomnaire, Kingdom Forth. These videos on YouTube, youtube.com/Silas King Music. And I want you to do this. I want you to do the word and not just to hear it. Go reach out to somebody that's your enemy. Reach out to your friends. Start building your relationships. Build your friendships. Be a better friend. Be a better relationship builder. Because that's where your favor is. God is going to send favor through people. How you treat people, it shows that that's how you're treating God. When I love my neighbor as myself, I'm showing God that I love him. He said, how can you love God but hate your neighbor? So when I'm hating my neighbor, even if it's secretly, I'm basically saying I hate God, because God is love. So when I love my neighbor, I'm showing God that I love him. And I want you to do the same. On purpose, love. Because it covers a multitude of sins. It covers a multitude of sins. So I want you to do this. Apply this word. Be blessed. I'll be back on here tomorrow. But I want to keep it simple. The word talks for itself. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love your enemies. Love those who persecute you and spitefully use you wrong, right? Who do wrong to you on purpose. Love them anyways. Just like you love your friends, just like you love your family. Let love shine because you are love. God is love and he made you. You are love. So guys, be blessed. I'll be back on tomorrow. Later.